Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we're looking at something which I think is quite exciting. We are looking at the 1978 release by Bantam Books from their series of Star Trek Fotonovels. Now, Star Trek Fotonovels were basically paperback books, all based on the original series television episodes, and the books contained photographs which were all taken from the TV episode and were put together in like a comic strip form. Terrific books these were, and I think they produced about 12 to maybe 15 different episodes in this particular format, and these are all released between 1978 and 1980. Okay, so this particular one we're looking at today is Fotonovel Number 6, and this is it in front of us, and it says Star Trek 300 full colour action scenes, Fotonovel Number 6, all our yesterdays, and you got the Bantam Books name and the logo at the top there, and you can see a picture of Spock and McCoy taken from that television episode, and he's you got McCoy saying, "Listen to me, you pointed ear Vulcan," and Spock saying, "Don't call me that, I don't like it." Another incredible Star Trek experience, an episode from the great TV series created by Gene Roddenberry, a Mandela Productions photo novel. Okay, so that's the front of the book. Let's just turn it over to the back. And on the back, you've got another scene from the episode with Spock and Mary Beth. And it says, Star Trek, only 3 hours to Nova. Spock and McCoy are hurled through the portals of time, trapped in the ice age of a world ready to explode. And then you got Spock saying to Mary Beth, "You are beautiful, more beautiful than any dream of beauty I've ever known." Sounds strange coming from a Vulcan. The authentic recreation of an astonishing voyage of the Starship Enterprise. Over 300 action photographs from the episode All Our Yesterdays in the television series created by Gene Roddenberry. And it's got Star Trek designates a trademark of Paramount Pictures Corporation. Fotonovel designates a trademark of Mandela Productions. Okay, so that's the back of the book. If we just have a look at the spline, you've got the logo at the top there, and it says Star Trek Fotonovel Number 6, all our yesterdays, Mandela Productions, and you've got the ISBN number at the bottom. Okay, that's the covers. Let's open it up and have a look inside. Okay, so I've opened the book up, and this book is it's near mint condition. It was one of the books that we recovered from a closing down comic and toy shop, and these were in the back room, and they've been in the back room for years. The owners didn't think anybody wanted them anymore, so they didn't put them out for sale. But this particular one has never been sold. It's just been sitting in a stock room for a long while. So the pages are still very tight. So I'm going to have to try and hold these pages open as we go through the book. So this is, as you open the front cover, it says, there is barely 3 hours left before the star Beta Niobe will go nova and explode. The damage that the resulting holocaust will cause defies calculation. Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock and Dr. McCoy beamed down to Serpedon, the star's only satellite, to assist in rescue operations. But though once inhabited by a highly civilized humanoid species, the landed party finds no traces of human life left. How can this be? What possible explanation can be found for the disappearance of an entire civilization? The three men's search for an answer hurls them back centuries in time and traps them in the doomed planet's past. Their struggle to return to the life they remember is fraught with danger, but no risk is too great to face if it means an escape from all our yesterdays. Okay, and it says, other Star Trek photo novels you will enjoy: The City on the Edge of Forever, Where No Man Has Gone Before, The Trouble with Tribbles, A Taste of Armageddon, and Metamorphosis. It says Star Trek All Our Yesteryears, written by Gene Lisette Arosti, adapted from the television series created by Gene Roddenberry. And again, you've got the book logo at the bottom there. And the trademark of Mandela Productions at the bottom there. Okay, so there we've got all the copyright information and the printing information, which was printed in March 1978, ISBN number, and the publisher's information, and you can see it's first edition. So it says Conversation with Zara Beth by Lisa Kite, and that's all. I think that's all to do with it's all to do with the person that played the character. It says Marriott Hartley has enjoyed a long and varied acting career. Recently, I had the opportunity to talk with her about her role in All Our Yesterdays. It must have been quite a compliment to be cast in the role of a woman so attractive as to turn even a Vulcan's eye. It was, especially since I can remember that when I was 12 and already 5'8" 3/4 inch tall, I was always given them male roles. As for the role of Zara Beth, I approached the whole plot as a romantic fantasy in a way. It was like a fairy tale, except the prince and princesses didn't live happily ever after. You sound a bit sad. No, my memories of the show are all quite positive. It was wonderful working on the set, even though it was one of the last scripts shot. There was still a feeling of newness and excitement. I guess it was partly because Spock didn't fall in love every day. Leonard Nimoy is a very serious actor, and this episode gave him an opportunity to use acting abilities he ordinarily didn't have a chance to display. Do you think that part of the show's long-lasting appeal was his acting? Certainly, and unlike other science fiction programs, their plots weren't about humans fighting monsters from outer space. They were about people dealing with problems. And though it was set in the future, the characters' concerns and decisions were very real, which made the audience really care about them. That's why I think your photo novels are such a wonderful idea. Nowhere else can we Star Trek fans get such a close-up look at the characters. We can relive each episode. After all, with such a visual society, this normally is perfect. We can share it at Spock's ears, at Kirk's smile, as long as we want. Thanks, Moretta. We're counting on it. Okay, and here we have the cast list. So you got Captain James T. Kirk, played by William Shatner. Mr. Spock, First Officer, played by Leonard Nimoy. Leonard McCoy, Lieutenant Commander, played by DeForest Kelly. Zara Beth, played by Marriott Hartley. Mr. Atos, played by Ian Wolfe in 3 different guises. Mort, played by Anna Karen. A Prosecutor by Kermit Murdoch, and a Constable played by Johnny Hamer. And the Jailer was Stan Barrett, and the fop was Al Caverns. Okay, so that's the cast, and there we go on to the first page. And it says, Space, the Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before. And it's got Captain Log Stardate 5943.7. We have calculated that Beta Niobe will go nova in approximately 3.5 hours. Its only satellite, Sarpedon, is a Class M planet which at last report was inhabited by a civilized humanoid species, though not yet capable of spaceflight, and instruments show that no intelligent life remains on the planet, but we are beaming down to verify. Okay, and there you see Kirk, Spock and McCoy landing in the library on the planet, and they meet Mr. Atos. So all of these are actual photographs from the TV episode, and you can see it's all done in comic strip format. So you've got the photographs of the characters and the words being spoken with a bubble. And it said, I am most interested in your recent history, and so on. You're very late. Where have you been? And there's a number of different Mr. Atoses here. And they're looking in the library for the discs and so on. And there's the discs that Kirk's put onto the viewer. And he can see in the past. So these are actually recordings of the past. They're not actually just TV show. They're actually actual past recordings, which is why they're able to pass into the past. And then Kirk's watching one, and it's in the viewer, and he hears someone scream from that time period, and he runs through the portal, thinking that there was someone on the other side. He ends up in the time where he was looking at through the disc, and Kirk and Spock run through after him, and they end up in a time period that they was looking at on the disc. And then the story commences with all things Kirk's being stung as a witch, but he does manage to get back to the library, and there's Spock and McCoy who get stuck in the Ice Age, and they find Mary Beth, who then seduces Spock, if you like, and then it's all about them getting back to the library. Spock doesn't want to go, he's falling in love with Mary Beth, and McCoy's trying to teach him otherwise. Kirk's trying to battle against the jailer and the judge who's trying to burn him as a witch, and Spock's becoming more and more like his ancestors, a Vulcan with emotions, and he's eating meat. Kirk finally gets back to the library, and Mr. Atos knocks him out and tries to send him through the time portal again, but Kirk managed to prevent that. And there is Spock and Mary Beth, and there's Spock eating meat for the first time in his life, and he's falling in love with Mary Beth, and there's the kiss and the caressment. And there is Mr. Atos trying to throw Kirk through the portal, but Kirk manages to stop him and comes back, and he threatens Mr. Atos, and they go off searching for the disc that McCoy and Spock was watching. And they make their way back to the portal, but because they ran through the portal together, they have to come back together, and they're fast running out of time because the planet's about to go supernova. So she says goodbye, they say goodbye to Mary Beth, and they come back through, and then Spock returns to normal because it all happened a very long time ago. And they beam back to the ship, and then moments later, with the three men safely aboard, the starship powers away as Beta Niobe explodes, scattering its particles into the vast universe, just as Sarpedon's people are scattered throughout the infinite past. And that is it. So there's a glossary, all about the book, and information on the next one, which was the Galileo 7, which was coming soon. And there's other ones in the series. So the City on the Edge of Forever, When No Man Has Gone Before, The Trouble with Tribbles, A Taste of Armageddon, Metamorphoses, and All Their Yesteryears. So this was up to this one. This was the 6th in the series, and there we have it. So Fotonovels, well, this was very much like our video player back in 1978. We didn't have video players in 78. We didn't have streaming. We didn't have DVDs or anything like that. So this was a fantastic way for us to re-enjoy our favourite Star Trek episodes whenever we wanted to. When I was a boy, I had the whole collection of these, and I would read them back to front over and over and over again. The concept, the photographs, it felt just like you was in the episode when you're reading those books. So, and obviously your mind goes with the technology. You remember the episode and the things that happen on the episode that you don't see in the book, and your mind takes you in. And there's no special effects limit, budget restraints in your mind. You just remember it how you want to remember it. The pictures help. Oh, but it was such a wonderful time, wonderful memories, and it brought back the episodes, your favourite episodes of Star Trek. I think these books were absolutely phenomenal. But I'll be honest with you, I don't know why they only done such a short run. They only done, I can't remember if it's 12 or 15 books that they did. And then remember, there was 79 episodes of the original series of Star Trek that was produced. Maybe the sales wasn't there. I don't know. I don't understand why they only done such a short run, or maybe the license was only granted for a short run and it wasn't renewed afterwards. I really don't know. But they were such a fantastic set of books, and I say a big thing that was close to my heart because I had the whole set when I was a boy, and yeah, terrific. I can remember that every time one came out, my dad would come home with it and give it to me as a present, and I'll be reading it for days and days, weeks and weeks even. But there we are. That was me. So now we are from 78 to 2024. So we are 46 years on since these books were produced. You do still find these books pop up. Don't get me wrong. They do come up on the platforms. There was obviously a lot. They were mass produced. There was a lot that was produced and out there. And I suppose it is one of those books that you would just keep. Everybody would keep them because of the quality of the book, the imaging, the photographs, rather than hand-drawn comic strips and so on, and rather than just text. So it is the type of book that you would keep. And I think that's why there's a lot of them that are still around today. They do come up a lot on the platforms. The quality is always an issue on the platform, so just be a bit vigilant of what you're buying and just make sure that you are buying a good copy, because somebody's interpretation of good might be somebody else's interpretation of acceptable. So just be a bit vigilant if you're buying on the platforms. Otherwise, you can always come to us, because we at Midas Touch have managed to find quite a few of these photo novels that, as I say, they came out of a shop where they didn't sell, so they've never been sold. And they are currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website. We will be able to find this and many other vintage Star Trek items and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that you're not going to want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this photo novel with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.